We know from school that any scientific discovery is preceded by a hypothesis or theory, which awaits either confirmation or refutation. But in practice, sometimes everything happens quite differently and some discoveries happen quite accidentally. Perhaps the most famous and incredibly significant accidental breakthrough is the discovery of America by Christopher Columbus. In addition to chance, the irony is that Columbus, intending to go to Japan, did not notice his discovery. As he set foot on the shores of the New World, he sincerely believed that the land was somewhere near India and China. These assumptions were reflected in the name of these territories, named the West Indies. The official date of this significant event was October 12, 1492. By the way, Columbus never learned that he had discovered America. Later, the work on his mistakes was done by the Florentine Amerigo Vespucci, after whom the American continent was named. Back in 1928, the sloppiness of one scientist later saved the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. He did more than entire divisions to defeat fascism and liberate France, so the press wrote about him. We are talking about Alexander Fleming, the British bacteriologist who, after years of searching for ways to cure infections, discovered penicillin quite by accident. After leaving his laboratory untidy for a couple of weeks, on his return he found that one of the petri dishes had grown mold and that the Staphylococcus colonies there had died while the other colonies were intact. By March 7, 1929, Fleming had succeeded in isolating a substance he named penicillin, which ushered in the era of antibiotics, drugs capable of suppressing bacterial and fungal infections. Fleming and his two successors Howard Florey and Ernst Borischain received a well-deserved Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 1945 for their work on the isolation of penicillin. Percy LeBaron Spencer is the name of the man who gave the world the microwave oven, which today no family can do without. In 1945, while working on a magnetron, when Spencer was working for a company that made radar equipment, a candy bar he had saved melts in his pocket. That's how he discovered the ability of microwave radiation to heat things. In 1946, he was granted a patent. A year later, the same company produced the world's first microwave oven, and in 1949, they began mass production. Thus, Percy Spencer, by accident, became the inventor of the microwave oven, which today saves us a lot of time. In 1941, Swiss engineer Georges de Mestral, after a walk with his dog, was once again cleaning his dog's fur from burdock seeds. Out of curiosity, he looked at the burdock under a microscope and discovered the tiny hooks that clung so tightly to the hair and clothing. The idea came suddenly. A series of experiments with material selection followed and the solution was found: strong and durable nylon. Velcro nylon became extremely popular after the adaptation of aerotechnology by the space agency NASA. Over time, Velcro has penetrated into the production of everyday clothing, and today we see it everywhere. In 1878, a German chemist of Russian origin, Konstantin Fahlberg, was working as usual with his supervisor Professor Ira Remsen on the research of bitumen derivatives. After a busy day at home, Fahlberg sat down to dinner without first washing his hands. During his meal, he noticed that all the food he held in his hands had a sweet aftertaste. Back in the laboratory, he started to make experiments, trying to reproduce the result in which the final product would have a sweet taste, and as you can guess, he succeeded. 6 years later, he patented a formula for saccharin, which became widespread during World War I, when supplies as well as supplies of sugar were very limited. In 1907, tests showed that saccharin was non-caloric, non-digestible and safe for diabetics, allowing it to be used as a sugar substitute. There is a version that the discovery of iodine, not even the work of man, but in a sense the merit of the cat, obviously a scientist. The thing is that in the laboratory of the French chemist Bernard Courtois lived a cat, which accidentally knocked over 2 vessels with chemical solutions. In one of the bottles was concentrated sulfuric acid, and in the other sodium iodide. When both vessels broke and their contents were mixed, formed a blue-violet steam, which after settled in the form of crystals, iodine crystals. Such an accident quite naturally led Bernard to engage in the production and sale of iodine. And his business developed as information about the medical properties of his discovery spread. Of course, this is by no means the entire record of Her Majesty of Chance, and it certainly will not stop there. Beginning once with the Big Bang and the origin of life on the planet, who knows what discoveries it prepares for us in the future. Thank you for watching and see you again.